What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today we are working on the crosskart again. We were gonna go snowmobiling, but everybody has COVID except me. But with the crosskart, I am starting on A-arms. This is kind of my design. These are scrap pieces, so don't mind the bends in them, but I think I want to go a little bit wider than that, so I'm gonna extend them another 2 inches, and then I'm gonna throw a sharper bend in those. But I'm just trying to mock everything up right now so I can get the first one done, and then I can match it on the second one. And then I believe I'm gonna go shorter on the top one, so we'll have to see about that one. It might be a whole different ball game. I'm gonna start trying to get these bottom ones going. So now this is completely mocked up the way I want it to be on top. So that's going to be the bottom A-arm. I'm going to have to build one more of those. And then I'm going to have to do the top ones differently because this sits further in than this. So we're going to have to build the top one in a little more so it sits even. Also, I don't know if this is how long it's going to be. We're going to get the top one done up an inch shorter and get it tacked together, and then we're going to put the hub and the wheel on, and we're going to see where it sits to see if that's way too long or see if that's going to work. There's Lance revving his car. Thinks he's cool. We're going to get that tacked up, and hopefully Steph Gart starts going quicker. Gart's going quicker. Do it with G's. We've got 2 matching lower A-arms. I'm still going to run bracing in between them, but I was just making them to where they are the same right now. Now we got to move on to the upper ones. Like I said, I think I'm going to cut them an inch shorter and hopefully work with that. There's not really an inch difference there, so I don't know if I should go half an inch or a full inch, but there is a lot of adjustment in these two to work with, so we'll just go an inch shorter and go from there. I've got front and back A-arms done now. I didn't record the front ones because it's just do the same front and back. Top and bottom. Got the top and bottoms done. Didn't record the tops because it's the same as the bottoms, just shorter. So next I'm going to cut the beam to put in there so that the A-arms can attach to there. And then after that I got to break out the plasma cutter, and then I got to start cutting tabs out of this big thing so I can mount those on there. Hopefully everything is aligned the same way. The tabs shouldn't be too terribly hard. I'm going to do cardboard cutouts with them, and then we'll trace them out on there to get them plasma cut out. We got everything marked up for all my tabs. I'm getting ready to plasma cut them, got my shades on. They're not dark enough, but they're gonna do the job for us. The first one didn't come out too pretty, but we're gonna work on it on the rest of them. But hopefully we can get these welded up tonight and see what these A-arms look like.
I'm falling, it's worth every second for you.
I got all my tabs cut out. They all need to be cleaned up around the edges, so I'm going to do that real quick. But after that, I'll get my holes lined up and I'll get them all drilled. And we'll see what it looks like after that. Hopefully it looks good. I still have to put those beams in over there. Haven't done that yet, but let's get to it. Everything's cleaned up. All the holes are drilled. Now just to put the beams on there, get everything welded up, attached, and see if I did this right.
I'm chasing, I'm climbing, I'm searching, I'm falling. It's worth every second for you. I'm chasing, I'm climbing, I'm searching, I'm falling. It's worth every second for you. I'm chasing, I'm climbing, I'm searching, I'm falling. It's worth every second for you.
I've got my posts notched up and set in there. I'm going to tack them in there. That way I can clean up a little bit and get this over here, get this massive thing out of the way and actually get those welded in the right way. And then I'll put my tabs on. I'll tack those tabs on, and hopefully my hubs sit where they're supposed to and they sit level with no camber or anything. So I've got one side of the A-arm set up. It looks pretty good. Everything's level. My only issue is there's not much travel going down because the heim joint's hitting the hub. So I have these spacers that I'm going to put on it that might help it get a little bit more movement. If not, there's inserts that go in those heim joints that have a little Allen on top and then have a spacer on the bottom so they can flex a bunch. And I might end up buying those. I just wanted to see if I could make this work for now. So that's one side done. Nothing's held together yet with heim joints. Everything's just sitting there. So let's get the other side going, make sure it lines up equal, and then we can start tacking in the heim joints and seeing how the suspension's going to go together. I got both of the A-arms put on. If you can see, like I said, they both point forward a little bit. I don't know if that'll be an issue because we could straighten out the hubs with the steering system. So we'll see what we can do with that. But I'm going to put nuts and bolts in there. I just went out and spent an ungodly amount of money on those, so we'll put those in and then we'll tack everything up, make sure everything's plumb. Some of these are a little tight, so I might unbend at the tack weld a little bit just to make them fit a little better, but we'll tack all the heim joints in, make sure everything's pressed in, and then we'll start on the suspension. I got everything welded up, wheels put on. It is very wide. Don't mind that one either. I've been measuring and doing all this with my hubs on the wrong way. So with the geometry on them, the top sticks out more than the bottom. So now when I flip them over, the bottom sticks out more than the top. I'm going to have to go in and I'm going to have to cut those tack welds on the bottom A-arms. And I'm going to cut an inch off of the bottom ones and then put it back on. It's going to lose a ½ inch on each side, kind of narrow it up. And then after that, I might end up cutting them even more just to make the front end narrower, because it is pretty wide right now, since we did have to put these spacers on because they're adapting them from 4x110 to 4x4 because they wouldn't fit in these wheels. So I guess I'm just going to chop little by little until I get them to where I want them to be. So I got everything shortened up on the A-arms and everything's aligned. At some point I'm hoping to get some new hubs so I can get rid of these adapters, and that will give us another 2 inches, 1 inch on each side. When I started with my first A-arms, they were 70 inches wide from side to side, and we're down to 64 right now. Now I'm gonna make some cutouts of how I want my tabs for my suspension. I'll do it with cardboard, and then I can trace it out on my metal and we can cut them out and get those welded in. I got everything cut out and drilled. I had to make an adjustment on this corner because it wouldn't clear the lock nut on the bottom of the shock right here. Wouldn't clear that, but I got that set up the way it needs to go. I've got one of them set in here right now. I've kind of got it on a little jig down here, so everything's even, and I bolted it together so it holds in place. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to tack the bottom one in, and then I will come over to this side and I will do the same over here, and then we'll figure out how we're going to mount the tops. I haven't decided whether or not I'm going to put a brace straight across right here or what I'm going to do, but I know I need to do some bracing in here for everything to be structurally sound and work the way it's supposed to be. But I'm going to get that tacked in, and then we'll figure out our top mounts. So I got those tacked in on both sides. I've got a little cardboard cutout here of how I want my top mounts to go. So it's gonna go around like that, and then I'm gonna have gussets right here and at the bottom to kind of strengthen it up. We're gonna cut 4 of these out, get the 1/2-inch hole drilled in the middle, and then hopefully we can just get them welded on perfectly fine. I'm worried that with the angle that this goes down, they'll be sitting at different spots and they'll have to be cut out differently, but hopefully we could just get it on there, it'll fit right. After 3 days of working on this, I finally got A-arms done and all the front suspension. It took a lot longer than I would have liked. I really would have liked to get the motor in this weekend. Stuff happened and I ended up spending more time on the A-arms. Didn't think it was going to take that long, but it did. It's starting to come along nicely. The suspension, it's only tacked in, but everything moves like it's supposed to. And I've got an inch of travel, an inch of drop if I go off jumps. Don't know if I will, but if I end up going off jumps, it's got an inch of drop, and then I've got about 7 inches up, but that'll compress the shocks all the way, so I don't even think I'll be able to hit them that hard. But I think that's gonna end it off for the video. I don't have time, gotta go back to work tomorrow, and it's later in the day right now. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, drop a like, drop a comment on what you think about this, if you have any tips or tricks for me, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you want to stick around. And on that note, we will see you guys next Wednesday.